Good morning. Coming up next on Good Morning El Paso, a week after an El Paso constable was killed, the community is coming together to bid him farewell. Robert White is being laid to rest this morning.
The Navy SEAL who says he shot Osama bin Laden is identifying himself to the public. What he had to say about that fateful night 2 years ago.
And it's Friday, which means Friday night football, of course. We have your coverage of one of the top high school football rivalries in the country. Who will win the district title, the Cruces Bulldogs or the Mayfield Trojans?
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Good Morning El Paso. I'm Hillary Floren.
And I'm Stephanie Valle. It is 6 o'clock this morning on Friday, and hundreds will be heading out tonight for high school football. Should they be taking an umbrella with them? That's always the question you need to know.
Yeah, especially judging by yesterday. Crystal, you have the answer, though, don't you?
Yes, absolutely, and it's a good answer, too. You don't need to carry the umbrella along today. You don't have to worry about it, but you do want to pack along or probably just put on the jacket as you head out the door tonight because things will be chilly again. Cold out there this morning in a few areas. El Paso, we're now down to 43 degrees. It actually dropped a little lower than we were expecting in El Paso. Isn't it that way sometimes? That feels like 40 thanks to the wind speed of 5 miles per hour. So a very cool start. In fact, this is considerably cooler than what yesterday morning was at. And yesterday, it felt chilly outside. Las Cruces, you are at 40 degrees. Calm wind conditions currently, and our relative humidity is still up 89%, but no rain chance in the forecast today. As you can see on clouds and radar, the reason being we have very little clouds outside, and the moisture has finally started to more so at the upper level shift off to our east. That means no chance of rain in the forecast today, but could it return in the days to come? Your Saturday, Sunday forecast. We're going to check in on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Crystal. A beloved community member will be laid to rest this morning. Services for Constable Robert White began yesterday with a rosary at St. Stephen's Catholic Church in East El Paso. White was the El Paso County constable who was killed over the weekend while working security at a haunted house. Investigators say he was punched in the face by a man that he was escorting out. The man accused of killing him, 19-year-old Devon Huerta, a Fort Bliss soldier, has been charged with capital murder. He's being held now on a $5 million bond. As for the funeral mass, that will be this morning at 10 at St. Stephen's. White will then be laid to rest at Evergreen Cemetery in Far East El Paso. Constable White leaves behind 4 children.
The former Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputy accused of killing his colleague has formally been charged. 27-year-old Tai Chan is now charged with first-degree murder. Authorities say he shot and killed fellow deputy Jeremy Martin at a Las Cruces hotel. The two men were staying there after dropping off an inmate in Arizona. And moments before the shooting, witnesses say the men got into a fight at a bar. Martin was 29 years old. No action was taken by the Board of UT Regents to buy the land of the former Asarco site, but that doesn't mean they're not still interested. UTEP President Diana Natalicio says UT officials will wait until the remediation of the smelter site is completed before deciding whether to acquire the property. We're told that could be as early as next fall. We're also told that previous reports about Mountain Star Sports Group being interested in the property are not true. Natalicio says if they were to acquire the land, it would more than double the size of UTEP.
You have to think long term about some of these things. You can't think about the next 10 years. You've got to think out 50. And it's very hard to guess what's going to be needed. But in the world of real estate, acquiring the property doesn't necessarily mean we're going to occupy it. You could later make a decision that someone else might need it or want it.
Natalicio says the part on the east side of I-10 has already met the residential remediation standard. She also tells ABC7 there's been high demand for more on-campus housing. There's still no word when we can expect the next step in the land acquisition, but we'll keep you updated once it happens.
A New Mexico family linked to the illegal selling of guns is free once again this morning. Rick Reese, his wife Terry, and their son Ryan, all from Deming, were convicted on making false statements on investigation forms during a firearms sting. On Wednesday, a federal judge sentenced them to 3 years probation, ruling that the jail time they've already served before trial was sufficient. Before trial, Rick Reese and Ryan Reese served about 17 months in jail. Terry Reese served about 7 months. getting together to help children who are victims of crime. That's what yesterday's conference was all about. The 16th annual Southwest Crimes Against Children's Conference is meant to bring together officers, prosecutors, and social workers. They share information on the latest investigation methods. County Attorney Joanne Bernal says the conference allows those who prosecute these crimes to talk about how best to help their victims.
The biggest change that I've seen in my time is the introduction of technology, the internet, the children having access to the internet, and all the technology where everything is available to children today. One of the things we always caution parents is the internet does give your child access to the world, but it gives the world access to your child, and that's a warning that we always give them. That's something they have to keep in mind.
And police tell ABC7 the best thing about this conference is it actually helps them build a network with other agencies that help children who are the victims of crime.
Happening now, the Navy SEAL who claims he's the one who killed Osama bin Laden is stepping into the spotlight. Rob O'Neill says he fired the shots that killed bin Laden and decided to come forward about it.
ABC's Bazi Kunani has the latest.
We saw the images from inside the compound after the daring Navy SEAL raid that killed Osama bin Laden. More than 3 years later, this man is coming forward, claiming he is the one who shot the terror leader to death. Rob O'Neill is a decorated veteran and now a motivational speaker.
I'm proud of what I did, but my mission didn't end because I left the battlefield.
Getting paid to talk about his hundreds of missions as a Navy SEAL. Last night in Tennessee, O'Neill did not talk about his most famous mission, but he did tell the Washington Post about it, the same story he told Esquire magazine anonymously 2 years ago, saying he moved up the stairs to confront bin Laden in the bedroom, firing twice in the forehead after bin Laden dodged bullets from another SEAL. O'Neill's version of the raid differs slightly from the one given by Matt Bissonnette, the only other member of SEAL Team 6 to reveal their identities. Bissonnette's best-selling book was written under a pseudonym, but he later came forward on 60 Minutes. Both men being criticized this morning in the SEAL community.
We are most effective when we adhere to our core values. And those core values include humility, service, making sure that we're always quiet professionals who are humble, who are in doing our work.
A recent letter from Navy commanders to the special ops community warned against disregarding core values for public notoriety or financial gain. And now, as for the differing accounts of how that raid was carried out, well, it could be decades before that information is declassified. Bazi Kanani, ABC News, Washington.
It's 6:07. It's Friday. Time for some Friday Night Lights tonight and a big game in the borderland.
Yes, one of our area's biggest rivalries brewing in Las Cruces tonight. And Good Morning El Paso's Andrew J. Polk has the preview. Andrew.
Yeah, good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. We're talking about the annual rivalry game between Las Cruces and Mayfield High Schools. This rivalry is so intense it is consistently ranked one of the best high school rivalries in the country. The game at Aggie Memorial Stadium is expected to draw out 25,000 fans, and beyond bragging rights, the fate of the entire season is on the line for these teams. The Bulldogs are defending state champs, but have already had 4 losses so far this season. So if Mayfield wins, then the Trojans get a second consecutive district title outright and clinch a top 4 seed in the 6A state playoffs. If Las Cruces beats the Trojans by at least 9 points, they can win the district title by tiebreaker rules.
One of those special games. It's a rivalry. In rivalry games, anything can happen. And this is one of the top 10 rivalries in the nation. And we get a big crowd. People are pumped up, and they do things in this game that are never seen before in any of the rest of our games, even in the state championship games.
So kickoff for the game is at 7 o'clock at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Needless to say, it will be our Borderland Blitz game of the week, and we've got a ton of info on KVIA.com for if you're going to the game, like which side of the stadium you should sit on, plus parking and ticket details. Hillary and Stephanie?
All right, Andrew, thank you. At 6:09, taking a look at traffic with the help of our I-10 or our traffic cameras, courtesy of TxDOT. Looking over at I-10 and Missouri in downtown El Paso, everything moving along pretty smoothly. No problems to report. We'll keep an eye on traffic for you throughout the hour.
All right, there's been a lot of talk recently. Whole Foods announced it's coming to El Paso. West Siders are so happy.
Yeah, but Northeast Siders and East Siders not so happy.
Yeah, right. We got both sides represented here. Well, we're going to look into the factors that make the West Side more attractive to stores, apparently. Also,
and you've got 50-foot seas coming at you. You're not going anywhere. You're dead in the water.
A monstrous storm is half a world away, but it's already causing problems for fishermen in Alaska. A look at Typhoon Nuri when we come back.
And then we're going to go to our calm forecast right now that you're going to really like. Crystal Clyde standing by with all the details.
Calm and cool. That's the focus of today. But how cool are our temperatures this morning? And will they be a little warmer than they were yesterday? We'll look at the numbers after your break.
This is ABC 7, where news comes first.